So in the shortest words possible, what was our Laughlin like? Well, horrible. But we were fast until then, just like everybody else. So let's get into that. So before the race started, our game plan was to come out and go for broke. We have no points needs to try and save any points for the season. We're basically going to try and win it or break. And we went out there 100% pinned from the start of the race. Well, races at night are always difficult because you can't see very far. Typically, if you're going 80, 90 miles an hour, you need to see a quarter of a mile ahead of you to be anywhere near quick enough to win a race. Some guys are really good at it, some of them are bad at it. I happen to be someone who is really bad at night races. I would much prefer driving during the day, but you got to get something done if that's the way they're going to run it. So our first lap's about the only thing that I really want to talk about when it comes to this race, because we had an amazing first lap. Everything else about the race went downhill after that. We went from a starting position of 11th to 5th physical on the course as we passed the pits. So as we left the infield on our first lap, starting the second lap, the car started to drive a little bit crooked and crab walk to the left. It took about a quarter of a turn of steering wheel in it to keep it straight. Didn't really know if we had a problem with the car. I know that seems kind of weird, but we had a 40, 50 mile an hour crosswind on most of the straightaways, and we were kind of trying to blame the crooked driving of the car on that crosswind if it was all possible. But we found out pretty quick there was no way. We had passed the first road crossing, and when the back tires grabbed that traction on the asphalt, it shot the car sideways. We about wrecked off of that, and the rest of the lap got worse and worse and worse. We were lucky to finish the second lap pretty much in one piece, come into the pits and have the guys see what was wrong. They reported back that we had bent an upper radius rod.
I knew there was a problem when I saw the right rear radius rod.
Back right radius rod, it was bent out about like this. So we got a big hammer, and Jason Smith and Brian Thorne got on it, smashed it back straight. Got going on the second lap. After that, we sheared off a drive plate, lost a rear wheel on the driver's side.
When we have to fix the car on the course, it's usually never great because tool bags have parts, and if you're usually in the dark, we never break a car in the daylight where we can actually see something. So in the dark, it always takes longer to fix things, and in most cases, when you're missing a tire, the car is already stuck in the dirt. So now you have to spend the time getting the car jacked up, dig a hole, you usually excavate and get yourself out of the mess before you can even fix it. So we weren't supposed to have any of those things happen, but that's pretty crummy.
And we're not going to be finishing this race tonight, which is a big disappointment.
So what are we going to do to fix it? Really just going to build bigger parts. We can't find another reason why we had that failure, although those radius rods have been on there for over a year. Maybe they had timed out, we don't know. So some stronger parts are going on it right now. The good thing though, we know we have the pace. We proved it with our first lap. So the car is there, we're there, the team is there, we can compete. So next Best in the Desert season is one that we're going to come out with the attitude of going for points. If we can podium or win, that's amazing, but no matter what, we're going to finish every single race and we're going to finish up at the top to try and be there at the end of the season.
Pick it up, pick it up, pick it up, pick it up. You see the drippy, I'm fitted up. Hop in my car and the giddy up. Secure the bag, yeah, I get the bus. Pick it up, pick it up, pick it up. You see the drippy, I'm fitted up. Hop in my car and the giddy up. Secure the bag, yeah, I get the bus. Pick it up, pick it up.